Now let's move on to question number 5. MCOL requires his financial statements to be drawn up for the year ended 31st December 2016. He has not kept full accounting records. He has, however, provided the following information. So MCOL has not kept proper books of accounts, and however, he has provided the following information. So based on these given information, what you need to do is you need to prepare the financial statements. So what are financial statements? You need to prepare the income statement and the statement of financial position. So these are the two things that you need to prepare. So let's go through the information. The revenue is mostly on credit basis. No record of revenue has been kept, but 100,000 has been received from person he sold goods to. 95,000 was by check and 5,000 was by cash. Okay, so he has not kept any records relating to revenue. However, he has records pertaining to the cash collection. And also he paid suppliers 72,000 by check during the year. Okay, so this is also the payment figure is given, but the purchasers not given. Okay, he paid the following expenses during the year by check. By check, he paid rent 2,000, general expenses 1,800. Then by cash, he paid rent 500. Then he took 100 cash per week for 52 weeks as drawings. So which means 100 times 52 will be the total drawings. So 5,200 pounds he has withdrawn. Other information is available. Now you are given set of information pertaining to 31st December 2015 and 31st December 2016. Okay, so which means 31st December 2015 means the financial year start from 1st January 2016 to 31st December 2016. Okay, so this is the opening period. So which means 31st December 2015, sorry, 31st December 2015, the closing balance will be the opening balance for the 2016 financial period. Now you are given the set of assets and liabilities, trade receivables, trade payables, rent, owing, this is the payable amount, bank balance, cash balance, and inventory balance for 2015 and 2016 are given. The only non-current assets consist of fixtures that were valued at 31st December 2015 at 8,000. Okay, so at this date, okay, 31st December 2015, they had non-current assets, which is fixtures, amounting to 8,000. These are to be depreciated at 10% per annum. Okay, so as of 31st December 2015, you had these current assets and current liabilities plus non-current assets of 8,000. So as you can see, one figure is missing here, which is the capital. So capital, the opening capital and closing capital not given. Okay, so in my previous video, I just explained you how to calculate the closing capital. Okay, so closing capital means closing capital is equal to opening capital plus profits earned during the period minus plus additional capital introduced minus any drawings. Okay, now we can identify the opening capital. How we can identify? Because you are given these opening balance sheet numbers, opening financial position. So through this information, you can identify the opening capital. But however, since you are not given sales and purchases, however, you are given the expenses, you can't identify the profit. Okay. And also, according to this information, additional capital is not given, but drawings are given. This number also given. Okay. But you need to ascertain, you need to identify the profit to identify the closing capital so that you can prepare the financial position for 2016. You understand? So therefore, in a situation like this, so if you get a question like this, so these are the given information. Based on these incomplete information, you need to prepare the financial statements, which is the income statement and the financial position for 31st December 2016. To prepare income statement, you need sales and purchases, but it is not given. So expenses are given. Okay, so therefore we need to identify the revenue and purchases. Also, the capital or the equity balance is not given. So, however, you can calculate the opening capital through this financial information. Through this information, you can identify the opening capital. To calculate the closing capital, you need to identify the profit by preparing the income statement. Okay, so if you get a question like this, so what you need to do? You need to follow the following steps. What is the step? First step, draw up the statement of financial position for 2 financial periods. This is very important. According to this question, you are given 2 financial periods. So therefore, just draw up the statement of financial position, then plug in the available numbers. Okay, just prepare the format for statement of financial position and just plug in these numbers. You are given assets and liabilities, and also non-current assets number is also given. For 2015 and 2016, just draw up the financial position. So when you draw up the statement of financial position, then you can identify the opening capital balance. So identify opening capital balance from the beginning statement of financial position, okay, which is 31st December 2015. If you prepare a statement of financial position, you can identify the opening capital. Is that clear? Then thereafter, to identify the closing capital, you need profit. So to identify closing capital, work on the missing numbers. So what are the missing numbers? Identify sales through accounts receivable account. Okay, just prepare a ledger account for accounts receivable or debtors balance, and through that account you can identify sales, because you are given the opening balance and the closing balance of the trade receivables, and also you are given how much money has been collected. So if you prepare this accounts receivable account, ledger account, you can easily identify the revenue numbers. So likewise, identify purchases through accounts payable account. Okay, just draw up the accounts payable account, because you are given the trade payables for goods opening 4,000, closing 6,500. Then you are given the amount paid to the suppliers 72,000. So if you plug in these numbers in the accounts payable account, you can easily identify the purchases. This is very important. Then identify any other expenses through expense payable account. Now, according to this, you are given rent payable account. There is no balance outstanding in the beginning of the year. However, there is 500 is payable for rent, and you are given the rent paid amount. Okay, by check 2000 and by cash 500. So if you prepare an expense payable account, you can easily identify what is the expenses for the period. So once you are done with that, if you identify sales purchases, then the next step is to prepare statement of income. Just take these numbers and prepare the statement of income to identify either the profit or loss balance. So once you identify this number, okay, you can plug in the profit or loss figure in the current year end financial position, okay, which is 31st December 2016, which is the missing number here, the profit. This number is missing, okay. So once you plug in that number, you can balance your accounting equation, which is the financial position, assets, equity, and liabilities. Okay, so now what is the first step? To draw up the statement of financial position. So I have already drawn up two financial position, which is 31st December 2015 and 2016 to save time. Okay, so in order to save time, I have already drawn up these two financial position. So let's plug in the numbers. We'll take the numbers from the information given. So these are the assets and liabilities. First of all, we'll take the non-current assets. As at 31st December 2015, you are given 8,000 as fixtures balance. Okay, so let's take the fixtures 8,000. So this number is 8,000. Then we have to take the current assets, trade receivables. How much is the trade receivable amount? 11,000. Okay, so we'll take trade receivable 11,000. Then inventory balance, you have inventory balance of 15,900. Then we'll take the bank and cash balance. Bank balance is 11,300 and cash balance is 800. 11,300 and cash balance is 800. So therefore, the total balance will be 39,000. So 39,000 current assets, 8,000 non-current assets. So therefore, the total assets will be 47,000. So as I explained you earlier, equity balance is not given. So you need to identify this equity balance. How much is the equity balance? So to identify this, you should know the current liabilities. So current liabilities, according to the given information, you have only trade payables in the beginning of the year. There is no rent payable. So therefore, we'll take the trade payable 4,000. Rent payable is 0. So 4,000. So your total equity plus current liability should equal to the total assets, which is 47,000. So therefore, how much should be the equity? The opening equity should be 43,000. So this will be the opening equity, 43,000. So we have identified one number. Okay. Now, based on this available information, just we'll plug in the numbers. Okay. So trade receivables 13,200. 13,200. Inventory balance is 17,000. Then bank balance is 30,500. Cash balance is 100. Then you have rent payable and trade payable 6,500. Okay, so rent payable 6,500. Sorry, trade payable 6,500, rent payable 500. So this balance is 7,000. And fixtures we had 8,000. Now this is subject to depreciation. For the time being, we'll take this 8,000. So this is subject to depreciation. So we'll calculate depreciation later. Now, based on this, we can't the balance the financial position, okay? Because we know the opening equity balance. So when you take the equity, the opening balance, we already found out, which is 43,000. And during the period, there were certain transaction has taken place, okay? So therefore, we need to identify the profit. And so if you can find out the profit, we can balance this financial position, okay? So let's go to the step 2. Let's move on to the step 2. Step 2 we have already identified, sorry. We'll move on to the step 3. To identify closing capital work, let's move on to the step 3. To identify closing capital, work on the missing numbers. So identify sales through accounts receivable account, okay? So now, if you draw up this accounts receivable ledger account, just open trade receivable account. Trade receivable account. What is the opening balance? 11,000 is the opening balance. Okay, so this is balance brought forward. And how much is the closing balance? 13,200. So balance carried forward 13,200. So how much has been paid during the period? If you go to this note number A, the revenue is mostly on credit basis. No record of revenue has been kept, but 100,000 has been received from persons he sold goods to 95. He sold goods to 95,000 by check and 5,000 by cash. So in total, he has received 100,000. So therefore, so what is the double entry for cash collection? You need to debit the bank account or the cash account, and you need to credit the trade receivable. So you can say the bank 95,000, cash collection 5,000. So total is 100,000. Okay. So these are the available information for trade receivable. So if you balance this account, so 100,000, 113, 200, 113, 200. So what will be the sales? So sales figure will be how much? 102,200. So 102, 200. So we have found out one number, which is sales. So likewise, let's prepare the trade payable account. This is a trade payable account. So how much is the opening balance? 4,000. It's a credit balance. Balance brought forward is 4,000. Then let's take the balance carried forward. How much? 6,500. So how much has been paid during the period? 72,000. Okay. So 72,000 has been paid. So therefore bank credit, debit, trade payables account. Okay. So if you take this total, 78,500, 78,500. So therefore, your purchases will be 74,500. So this is the purchases figure. Okay. So we know sales and we also identified now purchases. So there is one more thing we need to identify, which is the rent expenses. Okay. Because there is a payable amount of 500. So let's draw up the rent account, rent payable account. So there is no opening payable account. So therefore, balance brought forward, opening balance is 0. However, there is rent payable of 500. The closing is balance carried forward 500. So during the period, MCOL has paid 2,000 by check and 500 by cash. So therefore, the total rent paid is 2,500. So when you pay, you credit bank account and debit the debit the rent payable account. So through bank account, he has paid 2,000. He has paid 2,000 and by cash, he has paid 500. So therefore, 2,500 plus 500, 3,000. So therefore, the rent expenses to be charged to P&L, the income statement should be 3,000. Okay, so these are the missing numbers we have identified now. So we identified sales, purchases, and other expenses also. Now the fourth step is to prepare the statement of income to identify profit or loss. Okay, so let's prepare the income statement now. So let's prepare the income statement. Okay, so first of all, we'll take sales. How much is the sales number? Sales figure is 102,200. That we already identified, 102,200. From sales, you need to deduct cost of sales. How do you identify cost of sales? Opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock. Okay, so you can identify your given opening stock 15,900, closing 17,000. So purchases we identified now 74,500. Okay, so 15,900 is the opening stock. 74,500 is the purchases. Closing stock is 17,000. Okay, so if you take this, so what will be the cost of sales? So that will be 73,400, and your gross profit is 28,800. Okay, now from this you need to deduct other expenses, less expenses. So what are the expenses we have? Now one expenses is rent. So rent expenses 3,000. This has to be charged to profit and loss account, income statement. And the other expenses will be, he paid general expenses 1,800. Okay, so rent 3,000, general expenses 1,800, and apart from that, we have to charge depreciation, right? So it says these fixtures to be depreciated at the rate of 10%. So therefore, if you take 8,000 depreciation on fixtures, which is 8,000 times 10%, which is 800. Okay, so these are the total expenses. So when you take depreciation, the double entry will be depreciation expenses debit, which is the expenses here, and accumulated depreciation, it's a provision account, should be credited. So this is the balance sheet, the financial position. Okay, this is 800, 800. This 800 we have taken here. This 800 has to be provision accumulated depreciation. It has to be deducted from the fixtures. So the remaining balance here is 7,200. Okay, so let's calculate the profit figure now. 3,600, 8 plus 8, 16, 5,600. So therefore, the net profit will be how much? 23,200. So this is the net profit. This net profit has to be added to the opening capital. Okay, so opening capital, we have 43,000 plus net profit earned during the period is 23,200 minus drawings that we calculated here. Drawings, how much? This is the drawings amount that has to be deducted. So this is the formula. Closing capital is equal to opening capital plus profit. Now we have identified this. There's no additional capital. Drawings given as 5,200. Okay, so let's deduct this 5,200 here, and your financial position should balance now. Let's take the totals. So trade receivables 13,200 plus 17,000, 30,500 plus 100. So this is 60,800. So therefore, the total will be 68,000. This is 60,000. Okay. So if you take the total of equity, how much? 43,000 plus 23,200 minus 5,200. So which is 61,000. So 61,000 plus 7,000 will be 68,000. So as you can see, your financial position is balancing here, 68,000 and 68,000. Okay, so this is total assets. This is total equity and liabilities. With this, I will conclude the discussion on incomplete records. If you have any questions or any doubts, what you can do is you can comment below, and I will see you soon with another video. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.